Greetings everyone, I am Gilles Mansillon. I thought I'd come today very briefly to send greetings and blessings. I wanted to thank you for liking, for sharing, for commenting and staying in touch, subscribing if it's not already done. I appreciate that to see this channel growing. We are getting very, very close to a full moon in Libra, which will be a pink moon. You will have pink aura, maybe a very transformative energy. And so I do hope you do utilize as much as possible the power of transformating joy, or what this new moon this full moon can bring in terms of joy, of new sensation, of new soul connection that it can bring. Mercury will go direct on the 15th, and then soon after Venus is going to go back direct as well. So there is all kinds of opportunity to move this energy forward into the future, towards the end of the spring and the summer. I wanted to comment briefly on the trip I just took. I just said it's always wonderful to travel, but I'm very happy I will be able to go back to my painting, like this painting behind me. It is essentially, most of it is done, but there is still some cosmetic work to make it prettier, so to speak. So I'm going to be able to start working. Also, I'm completing I'm almost complete with the French version of my book, and then the English version is halfway done. I want to get those together, and I'm still looking for a publisher, but those books should be of much interest to anyone who is seeking to move forward towards the ascension process. I also wanted to comment on this monumental book of literature. It may be something really phenomenal. It's called the Comedy of Dante. And so personally, I didn't really study that in school because I was really not that interested in literature. The only domains I was good in when I was a kid in school was mathematics. I could ace all the tests without even going to class, but everything else I had not that much interest. My interest was partying and girls. But then eventually I went into the art world and I started studying Bosch, and so I read a resume, Jerome Bosch. So I read a resume of that book, but I've never really been going into it in depth, and I found it. I really started reading it. This is a book it's a French translation from 1849 with amazing commentaries that I think some of them have been lost in time. When I look at the new the 20th century version, there is all kinds of 19th century commentaries that are really interesting. And so basically also the idea is that this book is there is everything in it. If you have not read it, I do recommend it. It talks about the astral plane. It's about moving through the lower aspect into the higher ones, but before we can ascend into the higher light, we have to go through and accept all the lower aspect of the self. And so it's a story of a poet that of someone, he is a poet, but he gets lost in life. That happens to everybody. And so he gets lost in the wood and mixed a shadow with also a poet that used to live in the time of Julius Caesar, and so this shadow is called Virgil. It becomes the guide and master of Dante that navigate him through the circles of hell, then move into the hill of purgatory to find the paradise on top, which opens up. I haven't really finished the book. I'm still reading into the hell part, but I'm really it's activating all kinds of personal memory thing inside of me that I cannot really discuss, but it's a very powerful revelation for me to read this book, and I do recommend it to anyone who's interested in adventure, in literature, in initiation. It's just it touches everything. It's a very, very powerful book, and I have to say that I will eventually learn. I want to learn Italian, if for nothing else, to read that book in the original version, because I'm sure the poetry in it cannot be translated. So I do want to. Dante had a very difficult life. He lost his beloved counterpart when he was very young. Then he got exiled and he died in poverty. All his books were published afterwards, but he remained true to himself. And so, and this is a wonderful story. His choice was to use as a title the comedy or the tragedy, but because he was humble, he used the word comedy. The word divine was added afterward. I do personally think that eventually we'll remove the word divine to the sublime. I think it's even more appropriate to that, for it is all about the sublimacy of living a human experience. That is what the appreciation of understanding all the value of what makes our life worthwhile. And so, there is great value in this book. I do recommend it. I do recommend that you read it or reread it if you haven't done so since you've started your ascension process. I wanted to read a few cards, but I don't have them here. So what I wanted to say is to be careful, not to be careful, but to be conscious that where our consciousness is determine our frequency. So when you think that your consciousness goes into something that's too heavy or problematic, to bring back your frequency into alignment, and to breathe and to let go of those things that may be interfering from seeing the light. From there, you are able to have far more grasp on any situation. Life is about sharing. We share with. It's all about sharing this life, and so. But in the give and take of life, we do want to have a balance. So it is good to learn to give what we have, but we also have to receive, because if we do not receive, then there is a disbalance that is being created. So it's about not about being trying to calibrate too much. You want to give openly, but you do not want to overwhelm people with giving if they haven't returned. So it's all an exchange. Life is all it's only one life, and everything is mirroring itself. So there is nothing wrong we can do, no matter how mistake we make. We'll be learning from that, and we'll go back to with education from there. Also, you may call on. I just wanted to say that you do want to utilize the ability of calling on the ascended master, the angels and archangels. Ascended masters are beings that have lived in a physical form, that have ascended, purged all karma, and moved into angelic and archangelic level of consciousness. So all those beings, as soon as you think of them, they are here. They are here with me now. I thank them all and I greet them all. And so I hope that you will be able to work with that, and to know that when you call on an angel, an archangel, an ascended master, he will be there, but your consciousness has to be open enough so the communication can happen. So do not give up, just keep on working with that. The more you familiarize yourself with vibration and frequency in the invisible world, the easier those communication will become. In essence, what we do want to, the essence of what we are seeking in ascension is to be posed, to be seated, to be comfortable and serene within our I am presence, within that eternal oneness of being. And so as we do that, we are able to expand our consciousness beyond the linear form. And so this is what is happening, that progressively we are moved towards a greater level of integration. Well, I'm going to sing a song that's kind of Dantesque a little bit. It's kind of, I mean, I know it's kind of a compliment. I hope very unlikely they will listen to this tape, but I think it is a compliment made to Bob Dylan, to U2, and the other three people that have collaborated in writing this song. It's one of my favorite of U2. It's called Love Rescue Me. It goes like this. Love, rescue me, come forth and speak to me, raise me up and don't let me fall. No man is my enemy, my own hands imprison me. Love, rescue me. Many strangers I have met on the road to my regret. Many lost to seek to find themselves in me. They ask me to reveal the very thoughts they would conceal. Love, rescue me. And the sun in the sky makes a shadow of you and I, stretching out as the sun sinks in the sea. I'm here without a name, in the palace of my shame. Say, love, rescue me. In the cold mirror of a glass, I see my reflection pass. See the dark shades of what I used to be. See the purple of her eyes, the scarlets of my lies. Love, rescue me. Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow, yea, I will fear no evil. I have cursed thy rod and staff, they no longer comfort me. Love, rescue me. Sha-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la. I said love, love, rescue me. I said love, climb up the mountain. Said love, I said love, oh my love. On the hill of the sun, I'm on the eve of the storm, and my eyes, my words you must believe in. Oh, I said love, rescue me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm here without a name in the palace of my shame. I said love, rescue me. I have conquered my past, the future is here at last. I stand at the entrance to a new world I can see. The ruins to the right of me will soon have lost sight of me. Love, rescue me. Well, thank you very much. I send you my light and love, and may God bless you all. Namaste.